sorry, he's not the most social. And then she kind of went, he's autistic. And I went, oh, yeah. I said, well, he is too.
Yeah.
My God, this new thing we're watching on Apple TV, the morning show, is literally going to kill us before anything else. We can't turn it off. Last night, I couldn't believe it. It was like 11:20, and you're like, one more episode. And I'm like, oh my God, you of all people.
Well, and I think we started at 8:45. I'm like, okay, we'll watch one episode.
Yeah, right.
Get in bed at 10 o'clock.
Right.
Oh, this will be perfect.
Oh,
Nope.
my God.
We were up like till 12:15. 12:30.
12:35, I think, when was what I looked at my phone.
Yeah.
I went to bed.
It's addicting, and I could have kept watching it.
So I laid down in bed, and I'm like, you know what? I may watch the next episode in bed. I'm like, I can't be up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching the morning show.
But you literally could stay up all night watching it.
It's really good. It's going to kill us for anything else, which is amazing.
Well, and with your media background, it's like so relatable.
Yeah.
Just being married to you, I like heard all the stories.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff that you even went through, and
so
it's just
well,
like, oh my gosh.
So well done. I mean, they hired the right people. I mean, you know, Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, they don't know anything. They don't know crap about this stuff. But they hired these people who knew, you know, these producers and executives and on-air talent and everything, and they were just spot on. They must have hired the most screwed up people to coach them.
Yeah.
Like, these people have been through it all or caused it all or both, and it's incredible. So,
yeah. So Apple TV, the morning show.
oh my God, I'm worried tonight. I'm going to come home. I mean, the kids got sports tonight, but now I'm worried to come home and you're going to be like, hey, let's go watch an episode. And I'm like, oh God, are we up till 1 o'clock in the morning again?
Because it's hard just to watch one.
I know, well, you can't.
But I love just sitting in the living room and watching TV sometimes.
I know. Sometimes we sit in the kitchen and talk for hours and hours, and it almost makes you more tired just doing that.
And you love to talk, but I talk for my career to people all day, every day.
I
Plus,
know.
our kids are overwhelming because they're talking all the time. So sometimes I just want to zone out and watch something.
Yeah, I spend a lot of my day not talking. So then when I'm around people, usually later in the day, I want to talk. Or I want to go out.
Right.
You know, but
I was actually just talking to a client the other day about this because you kind of have to like give up something you want to help please your husband or your spouse. Like, I know that you have sitting at home all day not talking, and I've talked all day. So even though I don't want to talk, I still do it anyways because I know that's something you need.
yeah.
That's why I think with marriage, it's like that, you know?
Yeah,
It's
like
give and
I know
take.
that you've been talking all day and you're tired of it, but I don't care because I haven't been talking all day and I need to talk.
I know.
So it's like,
I know.
you're a lot more sensitive than I am because I'm like, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be quiet for the next 7 hours. I've been quiet for the last 7 hours. I can't do it. But some nights you're like, please go to the bar and meet your buddies and just go talk.
Yeah.
Some
I'll
nights you're
come
like-
home after a long day and I'll be like, all right, leave.
Oh, I can tell. I can tell too when she's like, "There's no way I'm talking tonight. Like, I'm not spending hours talking to you." You're like, "Hey, go up and get a beer. Go get some wings. Go do this. Go do that." I'm like, "Really?" And you're like, "Oh, there's got to be some game on tonight at the bar. Go." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, you're like, I don't really want to go. I want to hang out with you. And I'm like, nope, go to the bar and get a beer.
I go get in my car. I'm like, "Well, she don't want to talk tonight."
No, then you'll have like 2 beers and come home, and then I will talk to you. But I have to like unwind a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'll get to the bar, and 20 minutes later, I'll get a text. And most will be like, "Hey, I got my second win. If you want to come home and hang out." I'm like, "Well, Jesus. I mean, I just ordered a pitcher of beer. I mean, I'm not leaving right now."
I know.
So I know you got to go in 20 minutes because Kyle's
Yeah.
at his well, we call it the play place, but
Right.
it's like a therapy center, which by the way he's been very excited to go to. He woke up this morning and he was like, "Play place," and I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, until I passed you driving and I rolled down my window to say hi and when I was going to be home. And then that he started kind of having a meltdown.
Yeah, I got to stop doing that.
I know.
I just feel like I want to say bye to him or hi, but it doesn't. It never ends very well.
No, then he's like, go home. And I'm like, Daddy's going home.
I
He has
know.
to do work. We're going to play place. No play place. I want to go home.
I won't do it anymore. I'm just gonna.
I did it.
Well, I could have just kept driving.
I know.
So I guess I'll start doing that. Just drive by him. Ignore you. Kind of how you want to ignore me when you come home after a day of talking.
Stop it.
Same thing.
Do you remember when we lived in Atlanta and you were doing the morning show and I was a stay-at-home mom all of a sudden with a 6-month-old?
Yeah.
You'd come home and then I'd attack you because I've been home with the baby all day.
I know.
And I'd be like, talk to me. I don't talk to anyone.
Oh, I'd be like, look, I got up at 3:34 in the morning. I got to take a nap or do something. Like, I can't come home to all this crap.
I know. But we've had to learn how to balance each other through the years, you know?
Atlanta was fun, though.
It was
cool,
fun.
That was a cool town.
It was a lot of fun.
Like, where we lived was super cool. I mean, that was just neat.
Yeah, what was it called? Brookhaven?
Brookhaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
outside of Buckhead.
Just outside of Buckhead.
New, up and coming, growing.
Super cool. You know what though? I look back on that. I'm like, God, getting up at 4 a.m. It's just so like not human. Like,
I know.
Leaving your house, and I mean, even the animals are sleeping. Like, even the wild animals are sleeping.
It's true.
You leave your house and you just see this big moon in the sky, and I'm like, oh God, this is terrible.
You mean you don't want to go back to that?
Huh? Oh, I'm never going. No, I'm not doing that anymore. No, just to announce songs and play trivia games at 5 a.m. No.
Plus, all the stations are doing the same thing.
They're all doing the same thing. It's in a race to be safe. Who can be the safest? Who can be the most boring? Who can not get in trouble? And who can say, hey, it's National Pizza Day, and then you'll have 5 people talking about their favorite pizza toppings. I'm like, this is miserable. This is not fun.
I know.
I feel bad for the advertisers that still advertise on terrestrial radio. I mean, it's just terrible what they're getting in return. There's just no audience there. It's just painful.
No, I don't think people listen anymore.
It's background music, background noise. It's just there.
Right.
It's just, nobody's craving it. Nobody's like, oh my God, I can't miss it. It's like the morning show. Now I'm talking about the morning show on Apple TV. Like, this is something you can't miss. You need the next episode. You need the next cliffhanger. You need it. And unfortunately, what happened to radio is it's just, it's all these old people that are still left doing it. And most of them are just trying to save their jobs. And like I said, they're in a race to be safe. Who can be safe? Who can not get in trouble? Who can keep their job? Well, that doesn't sound like a very interesting sector or industry. Who can play it the safest?
Yeah, but you're right. Like, the advertisers and stuff. Like, why would they keep advertising?
Well, a lot of them have really cut the budgets. They used to, it used to be a lot more, and now they're just pennies on the dollar. They just realize, it's not bringing the money. We'll keep a little bit in the terrestrial audio space, but it's all going to digital and podcast.
Yeah. And even the talent. I mean,
exploding.
they can't get paid as much then.
Oh my God,
those guys are
making
jobs.
30 to 40% less, 50 to 60% less contract after contract. It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible. Poor people. I mean, I feel bad.
Yeah,
not bad enough to go back though.
Beach.
Oh yeah, real quick, the beach, because I tell you, this is one of those moments I don't think we'll ever forget this. So yesterday's Easter, we go to the beach. Every holiday we've gone to the beach since we've lived here, and we're lucky enough to live, very close to the beach. I mean, we could walk if we wanted to. It's just become a thing. It's a family thing. I mean, and we have pictures year after year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever, and Easter.
Right.
So we go to the beach. It's all 5 of us. We're doing our beach football and everything.
7.
Well, 5 kids.
Yeah.
But yes, 7 of us. Yeah. We were also there. We dropped them off. And we went to the bar.
Yeah, right.
And so the other 4 kids they're all obsessed with football. So they do their annual beach football game, which just turns into them arguing about who's winning and who's not and everything.
It's the most annoying thing on earth.
Oh my God. And I told them, I said, guys, please no fighting on Easter about the beach football game. That lasted 3 minutes. It was just an argument, whatever, but it's kind of funny. So Melissa and I just start walking Cal down the beach. He's kind of just taking it all in, and there's the dry sand, there's the wet sand, there's the waves, there's like the little, when the tide comes up and it kind of leaves those pools of water, and those pools get really warm. He was kind of splashing a lot of sensory stuff and everything. Well, so we're sitting there, and there was this family. They had 2 kids, and one of the kids, Cal just went and sat right next to, and you and I kind of looked at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, don't ask me why. You can just tell. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You can just tell.
If you know autism, you can tell.
Yeah. And so you could, we just kind of looked at each other and smiled and just kind of knew. And, Cal was sitting next to him. And this child was not a very social child. Just more wanted to kind of do their own thing. But was fine with Cal sitting next to him, and they sort of were splishing and splashing around, whatever. Cal, we kind of walked away. Then Cal walked back. Well, then the mom came over, and she could see that Cal was a little more interested in the kid than the kid was into Cal.
Right.
And you could tell this woman has done this a million times. She was just so good at it, so clean, so just direct. And she says, hey, sorry, he's not the most social. And then she kind of went, he's autistic. And I went, oh, yeah. I said, well, he is too.
Yeah.
I said, and actually, there could be a crowd of 1,000 kids, and he will usually find who's autistic in the crowd. He just knows and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she fully understood what I was saying. I felt like there was a moment where she was sort of like, wait, what?
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know.
And I'm like, did she hear that we said he's autistic too? But you can tell with Cal also. I mean,
Sure,
he was very excited. He was flapping. Yeah. Then she had said her daughter was too. But her daughter was verbal and very social. So it's just to see. So
both her kids were?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear the second part.
One was 4 and one was 5. But to see Cal interacting with 2 kids that were autistic also, all 3 of them were so different. And like we said, we can tell. There's just certain things that you can tell,
Yeah. Yeah, so, and then, but the mom and the dad was there. The dad never said a word, seemed like a nice enough dude. The mom was nice, but she didn't want to talk about it. Like,
no.
She, some parents, you'll get, like, for some people, like, that would be the beginning of, like, oh, well, like, what's your social media? Da-da-da-da-da. We should keep up with each other. You know what I mean? But she was definitely like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that he's autistic. And I guess she also said the daughter was. I missed that part. And then that's sort of, she just wanted to kind of define, hey, that's what's going on over here. And then we said, oh, well, he is too. So, it's all good. We get it.
Yeah, I thought that was like a moment to connect. Like, I'm like, oh, like we're in this together, like let's talk and be supportive of each other and stuff. And she was just like, man, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. And they could have been on vacation. They could have been going through a stressful thing. Maybe they do that all the time. And like, look, this is our vacation. So this is not what we want to talk about. And I respect that 1,000,000%. You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
Well, and there's also sometimes where both parents aren't on the same page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe she's used to talking about it, but the husband doesn't want to. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been a million things. So then it gets a little even more wild.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there. So you've got the 3 autistic kids. I thought just 2, but so you got the 3 autistic kids, and then another kid runs over. He's with his grandparents. You could tell they were quite a bit older, and he runs over and starts splashing in the pool. And again, you could just tell, like, and it's, I kind of thought, like, how do you say that? Because some people are going to be like, well, that's mean. What do you mean you could just tell? Well, it's not mean, okay? You can just tell. I'm sorry. Like, he goes to these centers. He goes to a school. We just been living this now for 5 years, so you just know functioning and autism and not high functioning. Like, you just know it. And so then the grandmother ran over and kind of had to sit with them. And so then you've got the 4 kids there, and they all sort of found each other. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like,
I know. I actually like got tears in my eyes for a second because I'm like, this is the craziest thing
I know. And
I've seen. I mean, they were all on their stomachs, like kind of like pushing their body forward with their hands and flapping their feet.
I was like, they all had this connection.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, they all seemed like comfortable, peaceful. It's very hard to say. Like, I would never have done this, but I wanted to get some video and be like, look how incredible this is. These kids all found each other on a beach on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, so...
But I did not want to pull my phone out because I know the parents would be like, whoa, what do you know what I mean? And I would never do that. I'm not going to film someone else's kid. But I was like, gosh, like, this would be so... I don't know what it would be, honestly. I guess I just thought it would be powerful down the road, maybe even to show other parents who like newly diagnosed children, like, look, I mean, this stuff happens. Like, these kids find each other. They sense, and the mom did say something about, oh, he can see special kids or something like that when I said, oh, he's autistic and he'll find other kids. I just don't know that she heard the part that he was autistic, or if she thought that I just was like, oh, he just finds autistic kids, which... If that's all she heard, she's probably like, that guy's a freaking weirdo. But I definitely said, oh, no, he's autistic too, just not sure that she caught it.
I know.
So, and sometimes I talk fast, so maybe, I don't know.
Well, I started asking, like, how old is he and stuff, because, like, I'm like, he's 4. Like, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was kind of a misunderstanding, I think, or she just didn't want to talk. But when you do
she
see
was trying to process. You know what I really think? I honestly thought she was surprised that we said he was autistic. I do not think she was planning on hearing that.
Oh.
That was my initial thought.
Yeah, maybe.
And so I don't know. I don't know if she didn't process it or whatever. Part of it too is because we had our other kids with us, who at that time were kind of running and playing around Cal.
Yeah.
So she may have not really focused on Cal and his mannerisms and stuff, and saw the other kids. And just said, oh, there's a family of 5. And then when the other kids sort of left, and then we're like, oh, no, he's autistic too. I think maybe she was kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. But it's like, I couldn't say anything. I don't know. It's like, you can't say anything to the parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, like they found each other and stuff. Because then what if he wasn't diagnosed? I don't know. That'd be weird.
Well, and 2, yeah, we talk about this all the time. You just don't know the parents' perspectives. Like, you just don't know if, like, are they in denial? Do they hate this part of life?
Right.
Or are they, I mean, it's just, maybe they was just diagnosed and they're going through a hard time. Maybe their marriage is on the rocks because of it. Maybe the dad just lost his job. Maybe they can't sleep because
Right.
a lot of autistic kids have terrible sleeping patterns, and they change, and then they'll sleep, and then they won't sleep, and this and the stress. And we talked before about like losing friends. Like, you're kind of slowly like not invited to stuff as much anymore. You don't hear from people as much anymore. Is it autism related? Yeah, but part of it probably is. It's just that kind of stuff. So who knows like what they were going through in their moment. And I'm a big believer in like, you can see somebody acting like a horrible person in that moment. Probably not the way they act all the time. You just don't know what they were going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to be real cognizant of like, dude, I don't know how your morning went. I don't know how your week went, your month went. Maybe 2022 has been the worst year of your life. And you're just like, oh my God, I just want to go to the beach, see the water. And you don't want to have a freaking summit with strangers about autism.
Well,
Like,
and maybe there was like meltdowns and stuff and they just didn't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they're exhausted.
Yeah.
But you had walked away to go check the other kids. And then the kid kind of started having a little bit of a meltdown. And so Cal was going over to him, like wanting to touch him, being in front of him, looking at him, wanted to help him.
Yeah.
And that's actually what his teachers tell me in school. He has a lot of more severe kids in his class and nonverbal from what I've seen, and Cal likes to help them.
The teachers did say that he is kind of a caregiver to some of the other kids.
Yeah.
And I think we've heard this feedback before, and then sometimes he'll get a little bit frustrated when he feels like he can't help or they're not responding.
Yeah. That's kind of the situation. He's kind of trying to examine the kid and be
Yeah.
up close, but then every time he got close, the kid backed up. But he was really trying to play with them and get involved.
Well, and he also, sharks are his thing, and so he likes to. It sounds crazy, but he likes to see people's teeth, because sometimes he'll go
Yeah.
do shark teeth, and so he wants you to like bite, because he
Yeah.
likes that motion and teeth and sharks and everything. So sometimes he'll like really get
Really close.
low. I mean, sometimes he'll like grab my cheeks and like he'll pull his we'll go nose to nose, and his eyes are wide open. He's kind of examining my eyes and examining my teeth and everything and my skin. And so he kind of really likes to do that with other people. And I think that he was sort of trying to get in there and kind of peer in. And
we don't let him get nose to nose.
No.
with people,
But
it's
I mean,
just
he's definitely, you could tell he was slowly moving in close. And you could tell the kid was sort of like slowly backing up. Like, I think I know what you're going to do, and you're not doing it.
Yeah. So I think when the mom was seeing that, like, she was probably understanding, it started to like connect in her head. And as all the kids were playing, though, it's like I'm standing and watching them. The grandma's standing and watching them. The mom and dad are sitting watching. So we're just surrounding them.
Right.
But I don't know. It was a cool situation. But yeah, we were surprised.
It was,
Kind of unreal. Like, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it's funny.
Or
I'm
surreal.
sort of drifting off just thinking about it right now, just because I'm almost like, I wish I really did have some video of it. It just would have been one of those moments that if you would see it, I think you'd be like, how did these kids just start like linking up with each other? It was
pretty incredible, actually.
yeah.
Like when the other kid came, so there was 4 of them. I'm like, holy crap! Like, this is like the craziest thing ever.
yeah. It's funny. I was using all those words like weird, strange, awesome, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like wild, I was like all these words, and it's like, and I actually met, sometimes, like people say this all the time. Like I hear people talking, and they'll be like, "Whoa, that's crazy," and I'm like, "It's really not that crazy." I mean, come on, like stop it. This was crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know.
Like when people are like, "Whoa, epic," I'm like, "That's not epic. That's just another day," But
Oh my gosh.
but this was like, I would use those kind of words of this. Like it's, we say, "Oh, nothing surprises us," because we've been living with autism for in the family for almost 5 years now. This was a moment where I think you and I were both like, wow, I can't believe this is. Honestly, the 3 there, and then when the 4th kid came over, I was like, whoa, this is like universe speaking, or some powers, some voodoo spaceship. I don't know what's going on, but this is pretty like. I remember looking around, just going like, any more? Like,
oh my gosh,
is.
I don't know. It was kind of a special moment.
It was. Like I said, when you can use all those words and all the words apply, it's kind of cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you've got 5 minutes, so you got to leave.
Yep. We had a great Easter Sunday.
Oh, great weekend.
I think you're happy that I keep it simple now and I don't go crazy and spending hours and hours in the kitchen, because I already do that all week long.
Well, I was gonna say, I appreciate you thinking that I'm happy, but I want you to appreciate that you should be. This is to make your life easier.
No, I'm saying
like,
I think you're happy for me.
Yeah.
That I just am like, okay, I'm cool, just doing something relaxed.
Dude, holidays, like she used to get up. I mean, she'd be up at 7 a.m. Our kitchen would be a mess for a week. She'd make so much food. It was just too stressful. But honestly, that's one of the things with this whole autism saga that we've been in, and that we'll always be in, is you will simplify your life, not because you read some stupid motivational book that says you should simplify your life, because you realize if you don't, you will die. Like, seriously. Like, the stress will kill you. Like, you will just simplify your life. You know what I mean?
Well, there's so many moms and maybe dads that stay up late making sure their house is perfectly tidied up before they go to bed.
Yeah.
Like, no dishes in the sink, no toys on the floor, whatever, no laundry in the baskets. And it's like, no, I could care less about that stuff. And you've actually could care less now too, because we just want to live a simple, happy life. And there's already so much stress. Like, don't stress yourself out more to cook a big meal and, have all the dishes put away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, it just becomes the byproduct. It's just your life. You will, like, if you don't do it and you want to push back and be all complicated and everything, the burnout will be so quick. It'll just be like, it'll be brutal, and you'll become like a shell of yourself. Like, now, holidays come. Holidays mean beach days for us. Like, we're getting out the house. We're not staying in and doing all that stressful stuff. We don't have family around here, so we don't have family on the holidays, which actually is great too. Like, that is sometimes just a layer of unneeded stress and whatever. You know what I mean? So that's actually been great. And we do the beach. We do very simple meals. You know what I mean? Like,
I cooked a ham, and the sides were just pre-made. I just heated up.
It's
and a ham is really not that hard.
It's like our family stuff is literally like hanging with the family and enjoying the outdoors, the beaches, the pools, that kind of stuff. Like, we went on a golf cart ride yesterday. You know what I mean? And we did an Easter golf cart ride after we went to the beach, after we sat in the pool. It's just very simple stuff.
Yeah, and Cal had a great day. But even though it was a great day, it was still a hard day. Everything we wanted to do, he was pushing back on.
Yep.
And
not because he didn't want to do it, because he wanted to see it was so obvious that he was just wanting to see our reactions. Everything was no. So we had to do things 15 times to get him to finally do it. And of course, once he did it, well, he loved it. Then he tried to find the next thing that he wanted to do, but wanted to pretend that he didn't want to do, so that he could see our authentic reactions.
Yes, it means we were going to the beach. All of a sudden we get in the car. I don't want to go to the beach. Throwing a fit. Then we get to the beach, and then he doesn't want to leave the beach.
Yep.
Then we get home, and he doesn't want to go in the pool.
Home. Yeah, he doesn't want to be home. And then we get home, and then he wwants to get in the pool. And then he doesn't want to get out of the pool. And then he wants to get back in the pool, but he doesn't.
And then he doesn't want to go on a golf cart ride.
Oh, he fought the golf cart ride. And then, so we finally got him on the golf cart, and he was happy. Okay, we're going home. No home. More golf cart. I mean, it's like...
everything.
After 9 hours of that, it's just, you're sort of like, but so you look back and see what you had to do to have that awesome day. And look, it's just a lot of work. It's like, imagine if you could run a mile and let's say burn, I don't know, 500 calories, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
But imagine that you'd have to run 50 miles to burn those same calories. So that's kind of what we have to do.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
we wind up having a great day, but in order to get there, it's just a lot of repetitions and doing the reps and over just to get to where he wanted to be anyway. So,
right.
Anyway.
And that's why I like doing this podcast, because it's relatable for all the people out there that do have an autistic child, because if you don't, then you really don't understand.
Yeah, well, you know what? Or it's not relatable to what's going on in your life with autism, and we've heard that from people too.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes kids are just so functioning, it doesn't even affect them like that. But.
Sure, or the opposite end of it, where it's just like something that we don't understand. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah. I mean, like we've said before, like this is more for the parents of autism, and we've gotten some pretty critical stuff from high functioning autistic adults, or people that say that they're high functioning autistic adults.
Yeah,
like. You probably won't relate to what we do in our life and everything because Cal is not high functioning.
right.
So, and some people want us to pretend that he is, and we just aren't stupid. We're just not going to pretend. Like, how do you pretend? You know, like I'm sorry. Like,
well, and that even goes back to family that aren't around really, and only see him once a year. They're like, oh, he's so cute. He's doing great, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, a lot of family too, and I do think a lot of parents with who have autistic kids can relate to this too. Like family will finish their own sentences, which is really, it is so frustrating. Like family members will be like, "How's Cal doing?" "Oh, I bet he's doing great." It's like, okay, so was that a question and then a ... and you finished it, or was it a comma? Was it a semicolon? Like, what the hell was that? You know. Like, so is Cal doing good? Oh, I saw a video. He's doing so good. All right. So you've already made your determination. Like what?
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
But even if you explain, they still don't understand.
Yeah, I know,
so,
but I'm just like,
just
I wish, like, and also those moments I wish I had on video too. Like, are you an idiot? Like, you're just finishing your own questions. Like, you're not even waiting for us to respond, you know? And it's
I
like,
know. I know. It's
like,
crazy. All right. I got to go.
All right. Let's go. And hey, guess what?
What?
In about 12 hours, we'll just be turning on the first episode of the morning show. Can't wait.
Gosh.
You know that's probably right.
Oh, gosh.